Employee Provident Fund Organization. Something incredible has happened. Now, the new enrollments in EPFO are just going through the roof. It's the highest it's been in nearly a year, 11 months to be precise, Kartik. And you've been tracking the EPFO story for a while now. When I tell you that more than 10 lakh new additions happened in EPFO, brand new additions for the month of June 2023, what do you make of it?
I think the number, in fact, is much higher than 10 lakh. But yeah,
the net additions I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the new additions. The 10 lakh new additions. The net additions is 17.8 lakh.
17.8 lakhs. Exactly right. So
but
it's
I'm really
almost 1.7 million new additions. So what does it tell us? Very simply put, it tells us that there are new additions to India's working class. Very simply put, there are more people who have been employed in the month or have been able to seek some sort of formal employment. This could be some migration from the informal sector to the formal sector. This could very well be new additions to the job market. This could very well mean that that those companies, those organizations which were smaller and did not have EPFO liabilities or EPFO benefits for their employees have actually become a little bigger. They've grown in scale, and hence there is contribution to more number of EPFO members being added, by way of which obviously this number has swelled up to about 17 lakh new additions, new members in EPFO in the month of June alone this year.
The reason why I was talking about the 10 point something lakh number is because that's new additions, and that's the highest number of new additions in a month since August 2022. So it's incredible. And more than that, Amit, the interesting part here is that out of that 10 point something lakh, nearly 3 lakh were women. Women EPFO account holders.
And that's the highest in 11 months.
That too is the highest in the last 11 months.
Yeah. So, like Kartik said, more people joining the workforce in a time when there is a looming recession, it seems, in the rest of the world, which also is up for debate now in the US. So
more joining the organized workforce. You're talking about which augurs well. More than 3,700 establishments have extended EPFO coverage to their employees. That's another important metric as well. For the month of this, we're talking just the month of June. In 1 month, 3,700 companies of all shapes and sizes, from public to private to public-private to quasi-government to everything, 3,700 entities have extended EPFO coverage. I mean,
this shows the scale. These are not new companies that have registered possibly. These are not new companies who have registered themselves as employers with EPFO, but these are companies that have actually exceeded the threshold of having at least 100 employees when it becomes mandatory for them to actually open EPFO accounts for their employees. So these are companies that have acquired scale. These are 3,700 companies that have actually gone to exceed 100 employee headcount, and hence it becomes mandatory for them to remit EPFO into or provident fund into the accounts of their employees. I think broadly, Krishna, what it tells us is that no matter what you say, social security is a big deal for a country like India, in fact for any country in the world. And despite whatever we say about the West and the European markets really, or European economies really having great social security for their workforce, for their citizens, I think EPFO is something that we have discounted thus far as social security, and that is something which is beginning to change, and hence it is important to cheer news like this, that these are people who have, these are employees, citizens of India who formally have some sort of a social security which is contributing month on month towards their retirement. And if they continue to be employed and continue to be in the job market for until their retirement, this becomes a huge corpus for them to be able to survive those golden years of retirement with far more ease, as opposed to being in the informal sector and drawing a salary and burning that up. I think this is money parked safely, securely with the government, and giving you in excess of, on an average of the last 10 years, an excess of 7% return, which is higher and it's tax free. So higher than any fixed deposit, and once you liquidate your fixed deposit, your EPFO at the time of retirement, there is no tax liability. You don't pay anything back to the government.
Right. And talking about job market, 12.65 lakhs, as your graphic suggested, have rejoined. That means they got new jobs. So the job market is actually on the boom, so it suggests.
Yeah, and also, what I also noticed was that the additions to EPFO enrollments are over the month of May to June is 9.7%, which is nearly 10%, which means EPFO enrollment is growing on average of around 10% every month, and that's the kind of news that we all should want, going forward, especially when, we've seen the possibilities of a harsh economic downturn, affecting all of us. It's something like EPFO that really keeps you in safe books when that unexpected harsh economic downturn comes around.